So if you're not already, go ahead and lie down. Oh, I forgot my drink. Hold on. Sorry. All right. Lie down, be comfortable. Let's be relaxed for a few minutes before we start doing all the moving around. All right, so take a big breath through your nose. Inhale. And sigh it out. Exhale. Relax your shoulders, soften. Do that again. Inhale through your nose. Biggest breath, holding it at the top. And sigh it out. Exhale. Empty. Do that again. One more time. Inhale. Filling up, expanding, holding the breath as you get to the top. Relax your shoulders. And sigh it out. Exhale. Emptying all the breath. All right, then start to breathe in and out through your nose. Coming into your Ujjayi breath. Steady, smooth, inhaling and exhaling. So as we do, as you sort of almost can't help it because it's just what happens, but using the breath to kind of cultivate a sense of steadiness, kind of calming, balancing, centering effect with the Ujjayi breath. And just maybe making the breath a little bit longer. Lengthening the breath just a little bit. This longer breath will help cultivate a sense of calm. Steady. It's Sthira. In Sanskrit, Sthira is like steadiness. And this is something that we want with our asana practice, right? This steadiness. The sutra is Sthiram Sukham Asanam. Right? Sthiram Sukham Asanam. Steadiness and sweetness. Steadiness and sweetness in our asana practice. And that can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. But just cultivating that sense of steadiness with the breath, which will help bring steadiness to the mind, to the body. Right? So we start with the breath. It's all connected. It's all the same. It's all one thing. Right? The breath, the mind, the body. It's all one. So of course, all the things affect the other things. So as we breathe, steady breath, we can use this breath all the time, anytime, every time, right? In the poses, certainly this is where we learn it, right? This is where we learn it. We're holding a pose and, right, what can we do? We use our breath, right? Or we're sitting in traffic, which is one of the bonuses, I guess, of now, which doesn't really happen so much, but maybe you're sitting at your desk or at your computer, feeling stressed about whatever it is that you're doing, and you can use your breath, right? Use your breath to help steady the body, right? To help find some centering, right? The mind will start to run. Right? Using the breath. So we get to practice that with our asana practice. Right? We'll practice it the whole time this morning. Using the breath to stay present, stay steady, right? And find the sweetness in the poses. And after. And after, always after. All right, start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Circle the wrists, the ankles. Gently stretching the arms overhead. Oh, stretching the legs. Maybe add a little lean to one side and lean to the other side as you reach your arms overhead. Oh, feel all your parts. Circle the arms out wide. Hug your knees into your chest. Rounding the spine, maybe rocking a little bit side to side. Usually that feels kind of nice. All right, take your twist, bring your legs over to the left, and reach your right arm, and just melt the shoulder down towards the floor, lengthening the top hip away, soften. All right, come up to center, take an inhale. Exhale the knees over to the other side. Again, just allowing the shoulder to melt down towards the floor. Right, opening the chest, stretch. Right. Back up to the middle, bring the knees to center. Send the heels up towards the ceiling. Take a quick stretch. Back to the legs, and then bring the legs out wide and stretch the inner thighs. You guys know. All right, bringing the legs back up to center. Let's bend the knees. Bring the feet down onto the floor. Scoop out your belly so your low back is down on the mat, and let's bring the hands behind the head. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders and pull your right knee in towards your right elbow. Right, and see if you can get those two things to touch. You can press into your left foot and curl your tailbone up away from the floor so you really feel your low belly draw back. Right, see if you can lift a little higher. Pull the rib tips in, try and get your shoulder blades off. And stay lifted, switch sides. Put your right foot down and pick your left knee up. And do the same thing. Try and touch your knee to your arm. Right, press into your right foot to curl the sacrum off the floor and also to try and lift your head and shoulders a little higher. You're feeling your abs, I hope. Take one more breath, steady, and come on down. Everything down. Relax your head to the floor, foot to the floor. Soften your belly. Okay, so let's do that again. Let's do that again. Pull the belly back, right? Pull the belly back. Let's lift the right knee and lift the head and shoulders. Right, so again, getting as lifted as you can. Bring your knee slightly outside your arm. So your elbow comes just inside your knee. Or if you're not touching, kind of just angle your knee a little bit wider. And see if it's possible to slowly extend your right leg. So you're straightening it however much, and it may have to move away. It's gonna be some stretch here. So just breathe into that. Try and keep your leg close to your arm, or as close to it as you can get. All right, bend your knee, bring it back down. Let's take a second, just a moment, come down to the floor. Soften your belly. All right, we're coming back up, side two. Pull your left knee in, lift your head and shoulders. Again, curling the sacrum off the floor. Relax your head back into your hands. Try not to strain your neck, right? Even push your head into your hands a little bit. Then extend your left leg. Try.
Try and keep those two things close, your elbow and your leg. Leg outside the arm, or aim it for outside, but not like super wide, right? Just outside your arm. Take another breath. Can you lift any more? Oh, my abs. And then let's come down. Everything all the way down. Okay, extend the legs for a second. Soften. Right, my abs are a little bit on fire, so we're going to do one more though. All right. Same starting position, hands behind your head, knees bent, feet flat. I don't know, you guys know me, so maybe you can start to predict what's going to happen right now. Start to curl the sacrum off the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, head and shoulders, and both knees. Right, both knees come in. And potentially, again, the knees slightly outside, sort of like crow pose. Right, curling the sacrum off the floor. And then, of course, we're going to try and straighten the legs. Right, so keep the head heavy, but lift yourself up. Straighten through the legs. Right, reach through the balls of the feet. Get your legs as straight as you can. Get your elbows as close to your legs as you can. And take one more breath here. Can you peel your sacrum off the floor? And come on down, everything down. Oh my goodness. Oh. All right, just because I feel like my abs need it, and so maybe yours do too, let's just roll over right where you are. Just roll over onto your belly. Oh my gosh. And just stretch out your abs for a second. Take a moment. Oh my goodness. Drop the shoulders down. Stretch the belly. All right. Lower back down. Sort of unceremoniously flip ourselves back over. Or if you want, just from here, press yourself up to seated. Not the most yogic transition to sitting down, but I think we'll be okay. We'll survive it. So come to seated. We'll meet here. Okay. All right, relax your shoulders down. Turn the palms out. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, pressing the hands. Pull them through center line. Do that again. Inhale. Nice full Ujjayi breath. Exhaling through the middle. Let's add an Om, if you like, to this next one. Inhale, reaching up. We'll bring the hands to the heart. Gazing at the fingertips or closing your eyes. Set an intention for your practice. Just, remembering sthira and sukha, right? Steadiness and sweetness. But we use the asana practice to feel our bodies, to be present, to notice, to pay attention, right? So the idea is not to strive so much that, you're just squeezed and gripped and there is no steadiness or sweetness in the practice, right? We want that the whole time, right? So allowing for that in the midst of the work, because it's fun to work, it's good to work, your body likes it, it's good, but not so much that it's, there's no sweetness there. It's hard to find steadiness, right? We don't want to work that hard. Listen to your breath, use your breath. Take an inhale. And softly sigh, exhale. Relax the shoulders down, relax the hands down, opening the eyes. Let's just come on over onto hands and knees and do some cat-cow. So roll over, stacking your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Lifting the belly, lengthening through the sit bones, the tailbone. Inhale. Draw the heart forward, lift the chest, lift the sit bones. Exhale, rounding the spine, space across the upper back. Inhale, heart forward, stretch it. Exhale, rounding. Inhaling, heart forward. Exhaling, round. 2 more like that. Inhale, stretch, exhale. All right, coming back forward towards the inhale. Let's find a tabletop position. Hug the ribs in, hug the belly in. We'll bring the knees a little closer together. All right, sending the right leg straight back. Inhale. Exhale, just pull the knee in towards your nose. Round it. And inhale, reach the leg up. Now, as you reach it up, I want you to really lift it up. Like press your foot to the ceiling and squeeze your glute. Lift your chest too while you're at it. Exhale, round. Pull it in. Inhale, reach. Press the heel towards the ceiling. Good. Pull it in, round. Inhale, lift it up. Good. 2 more like that. Round the spine. Hollow out. Inhale, lift. Really lift the leg and press the heel. 1 more round. Inhale, lift. All right, good. Now hold it up, and we're just gonna straighten the leg and pull the heel back in. Yes, and straighten it and pull the heel in. Keep it lifted. You can peel the right hip open a little bit. Straighten and bend. 2 more times. Straighten and bend. Lift the ribs. 1 more. Straighten and bend and bring the bent knee down to the floor. And just take a moment and just appreciate the work. Feel that. So if you're feeling a little bit wrists, let's maybe come up onto fingertips for this next round. So it's like your cupcake hand. So imagine there's a cupcake under there and all that fluffy icing. Right? Try not to smash it. If this at any point starts to feel like too much, you can flatten your hands again. You don't have to stay like this the whole time. I mean, you can if you want to. All right, here we go. Right leg, left leg, sorry, left leg back. Lift the belly. Take an inhale. Exhale, round. And inhale, reach the leg and really press the heel up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting the belly. Exhale, round, pull it in. Inhale, press it back. Yeah. Exhale, round. Inhale, press it to the sky. Squeeze. Yes. 2 more like that. Round the spine. Press it up. Lift, lift. 1 more. Round. And press it up and hold it up. And just straighten your leg and pull the heel in. If your left hip is a little lifted, it's okay. Straighten and squeeze. Again, yes, lift the belly and squeeze it in. 2 more like that. Straighten and pull the heel in, and 1 more. Straighten it out, pull the heel in, bring the bent knee down to the floor, and sit back. Right. Use your breath. Feel free to sigh it out. Feel your fingers. Circle it out, shake it out if you like. All right. Downward facing dog. Come on up. Walk the hands forward. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Oh my goodness. So pedal it out. Shake out your head. You know, whatever that's. Get your fidgeting out of the way. Settle in, right? Smooth out your breath. Arming the shoulder blades onto the upper back. Right? We want to feel kind of press of the shoulder blades to help open the chest. But at a certain point, we can kind of take that a little bit too far. So yes, bring the shoulder blades on, but then hug the ribs back in. And get a feeling of your armpit the very center of your armpit, like pulling up away from the floor, even as you press your shoulder blades onto your upper back. Right, try and do those two things at the same time. Pull up like the center of the armpit as if you could kind of suck it up away from the floor, and then press the shoulder blades onto the upper back. 2 more breaths. Shift your gaze forward. Lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float your feet to your hands. Take a breath in the forward fold, just hang. Bend your knees if you like. Arms can dangle, you can grab opposite elbows. Again, maybe sighing the breath out, releasing any excess tension. All right, we'll roll it up, release the elbows, and slow roll up, right? Pull the hip bones up, send the tailbone down towards the floor. Lengthen up, all the way up. Circle the shoulders. All right, good. Circle the shoulders. And then circle them back around the other way. All right, okay. Let's stand in Tadasana. My head a little bit, okay. Stand in Tadasana, top of the mat. Shoulders heavy, you don't have to pull them down, but just, you know, allow the neck to be long, right? Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Gently turning the palms to face out. Take an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold in half. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, lift your belly. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, firm the glutes, rise up. All the way up, exhaling, pulling the hands through center. Let's keep going, hands down, palms out, inhale. Exhale, up and over, folding in. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen, come halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, hands are down, step the right foot back, step your left foot back. Come into plank pose, top of a push-up. Tailbone under, by pulling the hip bones up towards the ribs. Lengthen forward, get high up on the tippy toes, take an inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows, slowly lower. Let's come all the way down. Switch back a little bit. Shalabhasana, reach it back. Melt the pubic bone down, lift up. Inhale, head, chest, feet, knees, thighs. Right, peeling the chest open. Come on down. Let's interlace the fingers above your sacrum, your tailbone. Curl the tailbone under, lift up. Stretch your chest, your shoulders. Peel the fronts of the shoulders back. Right, press the pubic bone down. Inhale, exhale, all the way down. We're going to do that again with the opposite interlace. So put the other thumb on top, the other pinky under. And here we go. Inhale, lift up. Press the thighs up. It's fine for your glutes to squeeze, just hug the legs in. Take one more breath. Woo! Come on down. Of course, it's more work to keep the legs close to each other. All right, let's press up. Palms by the ribs. Tuck your toes, either pressing to regular plank or knees plank. So I'm still being cautious with my shoulder. Press the floor away. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. So I don't know how long I have to baby my shoulder, but as long as it takes, I guess. All right. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float your feet to your hands. Lift up halfway, inhale. Folding, exhale. Inhale, all the way up, firm glutes to rise. Exhaling, pulling the hands through center, keep going. Hands down, palms out, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, firm the glutes, lengthen forward. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, left foot. Big step. Nice big lunge, right foot into your plank pose. Breathe. Feel the breath. Right, use your breath. One more, squeeze those arms straight. Ashtanga Asana, knees, chest, chin. Knees, chest, chin. Oh, hug the elbows in. Flatten your feet, melt the hips down, peel the chest up. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen and lower down. Two more like that, cobra pose. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lengthen and lower. One more time. Inhale, peel up. Press the tops of the feet, melt the pubic bone down. Take it back to down dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Ready. Shake your head out. Sigh the breath out if you like. One more big breath. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, lifting the heels, bending the knees. Walk, float, feet to hands. Lift up halfway, inhale. Folding, exhale. Firm the glutes to rise, inhale. Exhale. Okay, so maybe this time a sun salute, a chaturanga, an upward facing dog. Hands down, palms out, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands are down. Step back, maybe jump back, right? Jump and chaturanga or the floor to upward facing dog. Stay lifted, right? Lifted away from the floor. Downward facing dog. All right. Send your right leg up and back into the air. Turn the toes out, lift the hip, bend the knee. Take your stretch. All right. Square your hips off, straighten your leg. Press back, take an inhale. Exhale your knee to your nose. Round, squeeze. Inhale, reach it up and back. Touch your right arm with your knee. Try and touch, lean forward. Inhale, reach it up and back. Do that again. Right knee, right arm. Hold. Look forward. Pull the heel in. Lower your knee to your wrist. Keep your foot off the floor. Pull your knee back up and then reach it up and back. Three-legged dog. Foot to the floor. Okay. Left leg up. Turn the toes out, lift the hip and the knee. Great stretch. Sink the right heel. Straighten the leg. Square your hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, round, knee to your nose. Inhale, reach it up and back. Touch your right arm. As high up your arm as you can. Lean in. Inhale, reach it up and back. One more time like that. Shift forward. Knee to the arm, hold. Knee to your wrist. Pull that heel up. Lift it back up. Three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale the foot down. Press back. Inhale. Exhale. Feet to hands. Step, float. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Take a breath. Inhale. Sigh it out. Exhale. Release the hands down. Relax your shoulders. Okay. Again, standing in Tadasana. My head's chopped off. Standing in Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. Melt the shoulder blades down. Hug the ribs in. Right, sitting back into the heels. Lift the chest a little higher. Keep squeezing your glutes. Try and press your knees apart from each other. Press your feet apart. How about that? Press your feet apart. Inhale. Exhale, fold. All right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees. Hands are down. Stepping back, floating back through the vinyasa or not. Right? You don't have to take the vinyasa. Right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Warrior one. Back heel down. Rise up. Right. Root through the back heel. Lift the hip bones up. Try and square off towards the top of your mat. Right. Lengthen the left side forward. Maybe bend a little deeper. Right. Can you find some steadiness with the breath? Inhale. Steady exhaling. To warrior two. Bring your hands to your heart. Narrow the stance side to side to fix my feet, but maybe widen it front to back. Right, heel to heel. Heel open. Right, so glutes engaged. Outer right hip hugging back and in. Right, and then let's press the back leg straight. And see if we can bend. Find some steadiness with the breath. And then look for the stretch in the inner thighs. Right, lengthening. Lengthening. Hug the glutes. Breathe. One more breath. Straighten the front leg, Trikonasana. Reach it out. Come on in. Draw the right hip under. Lengthen the right side of the body. Maybe looking up and seeing your top thumb. Squeeze your glutes. Okay, belly engaged. Pick the bottom hand up. Reach it forward. Take the top arm. Reach that overhead. Bend your right knee. Squeeze the outer right hip back and in. Right, okay, Utthita. So bottom hand to the floor or forearm to your knee. Top arm stays reaching. Open up. Open up. Roll the left shoulder back. Try and stack it on top of your right shoulder. Look up at the ceiling. You're almost there. Top arm straight. Back leg straight. One more breath. Come up on an inhale. Woo. Reverse it. Up and back. Stretch. Lift up as you inhale. Release as you exhale. Hands come down. Oh my goodness. As you step your right foot back, just appreciate the work. You can take a vinyasa, go straight to down dog, rest in the child's pose. I'm gonna grab a sip. Oh my beverage. Down dog if you're not already there. All right. So just take a moment to appreciate the difference in your two legs. Arms probably don't feel that different right about now. Left leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Pull it through. Step. Back heel drops. Warrior one. Come on up. All right, so same thing on this side. Draw the front hip back. All right, we're trying to aim straight ahead. Lengthen the outer right, left, front leg, hip, back. And maybe bend a little deeper. There's a release at the front of the back leg hip. So as we lift the hip bones up and press through the back heel, maybe we can start to feel that. Ooh, right, good, one more breath. Hands to your heart, warrior two. Narrow the stance, heel to heel. Narrow it sideways, maybe widen it front to back. And then peel open. Open the chest, the shoulders. I have to go the other way. Chest, shoulders, arms. Right? I'll spin back around. Firm the glutes, especially the left one. Right? Squeeze your left butt cheek the most. Yes, and look for the stretch to the inner thighs. If you're not feeling it, maybe you need to stand a little wider or bend a little deeper, or maybe you have really flexible inner thighs. Maybe that's the answer. It's okay. You're building great strength here. Endurance. All right, Trikonasana. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Hand comes down. Top arm reaching up. Soften the shoulder blades away from your neck, the tops of the shoulders. Right, firm the glutes. Maybe looking up. Strong legs, strong legs. Engage your abs. Lift the left hand up, reach it forward. Bring the right arm to meet it. Bend your left knee, press it wide. Right, keep the knee open, and then hand to the floor or a block, either inside the foot. A floor or a block inside the foot, or your forearm to your knee. That's what I'm trying to say. Lift up out of the bottom shoulder. Peel open. Can you stack your right shoulder on top of your left shoulder? Keep that big bend. Open the chest. Straight top arm, straight back leg. Get the right side longer. Oh, there we go. And then come up. Press into your back foot. Lift yourself up into the reverse. Oh, right. Lift up, inhale, and hands to the floor. Exhale, stepping back as you're ready. Oh, appreciate the difference in your two sides. Taking the vinyasa, or not taking the vinyasa. I'll leave that to you. All right, stretch. Stretch those glutes. Okay. Press back. Inhale. Exhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk. Float your feet to your hands. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Fold. Exhale. Utkatasana. Bend the knees. Reach the arms. Right, lengthen through the tailbone. Hug the belly back. Squeeze your glutes. Maybe sit a little deeper. Press and rise. Inhale. Exhale, release the arms. Little shake of the shoulders. Let's turn and stand sideways. Feet wide. Feet wide. All right, so you can measure with your arms. You want your ankles about under your wrists and your feet pointing straight. Okay. Lift the chest. Inhale, firm the legs. Exhale, fold. Prasarita Padottanasana A. Hands to the floor. Right, so imagine you're going to do tripod headstand. And those of you that can, you can go ahead and do it. Hug the elbows in. Right, sweep it up. Couple breaths. Back down if you're up. And then lift up halfway. Whew. Firm the legs, hands to your hips. Lift up the rest of the way. All right, so let's do the next version. All right, my feet tend to kind of slide a little bit, so bring your feet back in if you need to. Hands stay on your hips this time. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. into the fold, crown of the head to the floor. Hands stay on your hips. It's your legs and your head, right? Well, if your head's not touching the floor, then it's not really part of it. It's just hanging down. But someday your head will touch the floor. All right. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, come up the rest of the way. Again, I gotta squiggle my feet in a little bit. Let's do it, hands behind. Interlace, do the opposite, the awkward feeling way. Oh, your legs. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold, arms up and over. Legs stay active, right? Flex your thighs, pull your kneecaps up. Inhale, lift up, all the way up, all the way up. Oh, release your hands. Okay, hands to the floor. Turn your toes out. Bend into your right knee. Let your toes lift up. Right, stretch your leg. Probably both legs, but push into your knee with your arm so that it doesn't collapse to the inside. All right, go to the other side. Bend in. Your left toes, those are your right toes. Your right toes can lift up off the floor, but let's try and keep the left, the heel down, the toes down. All right, come back up, over to the first side. So let's keep the toes on the floor. I mean, I suppose you can lift them up if you want to. It's not really that big of a deal, but we're gonna pick the hands up. Feel it out. If you feel safe picking your toes up, you can. Right, come down into that stretch. Put your hands down if you need to. Let's switch sides. You can keep your, leveling out my feet. You can keep your toes on the floor if that feels more stable, or if you feel safe lifting them up, you can do that too. Breathe. Oh, your legs are strong. Over. Breathe. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze up. Over. Squeeze. Squeeze your glutes. La, 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 la. One more time each side. One, yes. Bend. Oh, I know. And up and over. Bend. Oh my gosh. Back to center. Okay. Take a moment. Feel your legs. I feel my legs. I don't know about you guys. All right, fix your feet so that they're pointing straight again, how we started all of this at the very beginning. Back up. Oh. Okay, so you're probably feeling your legs. You're probably feeling your legs right around now. We're gonna do the D variation, which we don't often do, but we're gonna give it a go, which is hooking your toes actually with your first two fingers. Now, if you can't do that, it's okay. Just get your hands wide, however wide they'll go. And if your elbows bend, we'll bend them out to the sides. So when you come down, it's gonna look like this, elbows out, shoulder blades up. Well, it's up when you're upside down to the waist. Okay, hands on your hips, inhale, exhale, all right. Hook your toes, just like Padangusthasana, right? Hook your toes, press your toes into your fingers into the floor. Lift and lengthen, flex your thighs, pull your kneecaps up. Exhale, fold. Right, so your arms stay active, pulling on your toes, crown of the head to the floor, and lean into your toes. Inhale, lift up halfway, keep the legs strong. Release your toes, hands to your hips, come the rest of the way up. You did it. Heel toe a little bit, and then if you can, arms out. Oh my gosh, jumping. Oh, okay, so just appreciate your legs. Stand at the top of your mat. Okay, shake it out. All right, let's keep this show on the road, shall we? Here we go. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Oh, feel your legs, your glutes. My goodness. All right, one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Exhale, take it back. Any kind of vinyasa or no vinyasa, I'll let you decide. Right? You can up dog or cobra pose. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale. Step it through. Let's bring the back foot a little bit closer to start anyway. Back heel to the floor. Stand it up. Straighten the legs. Okay. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. Squaring the hips. We're going to take a couple of breaths in easy Parsvottanasana. Lift the chest up, inhale. Forward fold. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. So if you're comfortable just resting fingertips, this is fine. Lengthen down the front leg. Lengthen the outer right hip back. If it's possible for you to walk your hands a little more forward, you could do that. Or you could also walk your hands back towards your back foot. Right, so see what feels good in your body. In either case, in any case, widen the collarbones and lengthen down the front of your leg. Take one more breath, flexing the thighs. Bring your hands to your hips, stand up, firm your glutes. Okay, if you have a block or a block-like object, you may want to use it now. Not necessarily, but it's, we're going to do twisting triangle. That helps. So hand inside or out on a block or a block-like object, a book or something, or on the floor. Okay. Hands on your hips, square, square. We'll go halfway down, parallel. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze your glutes, come to parallel. Lengthen forward, lift the belly. Arms out wide like a T. Take an inhale, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, rotate from the waist up. Rotate your ribs, your shoulders, your head and your neck. As you get here, lengthen the outer right hip back. Right, your right side is gonna squeeze up. Try not to let it. Lengthen your heart forward. Press into the bottom hand to open the chest. Turn your gaze up towards your top thumb if you can, and see if you can possibly lean back a bit. Take another breath here. Legs so strong. And then slowly release it, unravel. Take a breath here, soften. All right, bend your front knee. Step your left foot back. Keep your right foot forward, so you're in the lunge, thusly. All right, plant your left hand down on the floor. Inhale, sweep the right arm up into the air. Coming into the crescent twist. Nice and wide across your chest. Breathe here. Take the top arm, spin the hand forward, bring it up and over. Press through the back leg, lengthen the right side. Take one more breath, lift up out of the bottom shoulder. Reach the top arm up, inhale. Hand to the floor, exhale. Oh my goodness. Step back. And just again, appreciating the difference in your two sides. Breathe. Breathe, take a vinyasa, you guys know. All right, meeting in down dog. I'm gonna face this way. Send your left leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Bring the back heel slightly closer. Hands to hips, straighten the legs. Let's come up to start. So you can see I have a little gap between my heels side to side. It's a little bit easier to balance this way. Get a little bit more hip alignment. It is okay to also line your heels up. It just makes it a little bit, you know, the balance a little bit more wobbly. So either way is fine with me. Let's first do easy Parsvottanasana. Lift the chest, inhale, forward fold, exhale. So you have those same options. Hands just resting on the floor by your front leg. You can walk it forward or bring the hands back. Lifting the fronts of the shoulders, lengthening down the leg, right, breathing here. Right, keep the left side long. Lengthen the left hip back. One more breath. All right, gently releasing, hands to hips, firm the glutes to rise. All right, into our revolved triangle pose, Parivrita Trikonasana. So feel free to add a block or a book or, you know, something supportive for your bottom hand. Squaring off, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, get parallel to the floor. Pause when you're there, lengthen the left hip back. Firm your legs, open the arms. Take an inhale. Exhale, rotate, bringing the right hand, to the floor or a block, either inside or outside the front foot. As you get there, lengthen the left hip back, lengthen the left side, peel open, maybe lean back a bit, right? Try and get your torso between your two legs. Oh my goodness, lengthen lengthen the left side. Take one more breath, so strong. Use the breath to get steady. Come on out of it. Come down, take a breath. Bending the front knees, step your right foot back into the lunge. Plant your right hand so the wrist is under your shoulder. And then slowly peel open, reaching the left arm straight up to the sky. Firm the back leg. Press your left thigh to the ceiling. Sorry, I keep doing that. Press your right thigh to the ceiling. Say it with such authority too. Stack your shoulders, maybe looking up. Take another breath. Turn the top hand and reach the top arm up and over. Lengthen the left side. Press your back leg straight. One more breath here for real. And release it. Top hand down. Stepping back to take a vinyasa. You are not obligated to do that. Oh my goodness. The up dog feels pretty good though. Downward facing dog. Shake out your head. How's your breath? Your legs. Okay. Press back. Get long. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float, feet to hands, halfway lift, inhale, fold, exhale, Utkatasana, bend the knees, melt the shoulders down, hug the belly back. All right, floating the heels up off the floor, press the knees forward, send the tailbone down. Good. Keep the heels lifted, stand up, breathe. Relax your shoulder blades off your neck. All right, like you're sliding down a wall. Keep the heels lifted. Send the arms out wide. Bend the knees all the way down. Okay. First, let's do Bakasana. The first of a couple of arm balances. So, it's very much like we were on the floor, right? Pulling the knees in. I'm not sure which is more helpful. I'll go this way. Heels off the floor. I think it's helpful. All right. Just gonna move a little bit so my hands are on an even surface. Hands shoulder distance. right? Spread your fingers. Put a nice wide foundation, right? Shoulders away from your neck. Lift your hips up, lift your knees up, right? Get high up in the air. Knees on the backs of your arms, tucking into the outer shoulder, right? Lean forward into your fingertips, scoop your belly, and one foot or maybe both feet picking up into Bakasana. Breathe. Don't hold your breath and make sure you're leaning forward. Grab a pillow or something. If you're in your house, you have something handy for under your face, because you could fall, and then whatever will make it easier for your brain to let you lean, you know? Okay, take a quick break. So let's just do a quick counter stretch with the wrist, because we're gonna do one more, not Bakasana, but one more arm balance. So maybe you can guess, because it's sort of like we did on the floor too, is Tittipasana. Your favorite, Tara. So let's set up for that, right? Which is, of course, you know, pretty wristy. If you have two blocks, they're a nice prop to put your hands on if your hands don't reach the floor, which I know for some of you, they maybe don't quite. So a couple of blocks will help with that. Otherwise, let's just come on in. I think I'll face this way. Possibly I'll turn sideways just so you get both, but I think you guys kind of know already, but maybe for future viewers, okay. So feet wide, wide-ish, not like maximally wide, but you know, kind of wide. So you can start to snuggle in. You want to get between your legs. So start just snuggling back and kind of squeezing on. Press into your calf and see if you can snuggle in a little more. And then walk that foot in to kind of pin yourself. Do that on the other side. Press and tuck. Ugh. Okay. So you want to get your feet as close together as possible. Right, so you're really between your legs. I'll turn sideways so you can see me this way too. Right, between your legs as much as possible. You have to really breathe into your back because this totally cuts off your breath. In Ashtanga, you try and clasp your hands. Okay, I can't do that. Behind your back. Okay, all right. Hands on the floor. Look forward. Bend your elbows a little bit because you want the backs of your legs to kind of sit on your arms. And then see if you can pick your feet up and straighten your legs. Squeeze. Over time, the hips may drop down a bit. Mine aren't coming down very much. Okay. Right. Tittipasana. Firefly. It's very helpful to get super snuggled in. And then in the beginning, we just try and get parallel to the floor, right? So our hips and legs are just like we're sitting, except we're not, of course. And then over time, the hips come down and the legs come up, but that's really hard, and obviously you fall. All right. You feel your abs? You feel your abs? So we can lean back for a second. If you're done with that, if everyone's done with that, I can't see everyone. Lean back. You may notice your hip flexors are kind of squeezy. Yeah, totally. Okay, that's good. All right, of course it's upside down time. It's Ashtanga. Sort of, like this was a kind of Ashtanga inspired practice. It's not really Ashtanga, but ish. So in Ashtanga, really always there's headstands. I don't know, not all of you guys do headstands, so please don't feel any pressure to do that. But it is a very Ashtanga thing. But that said, in the second series is Pinchamayurasana. Handstand is everywhere too. So really, they're all, but in the finishing sequence in Ashtanga is headstands. So feel free if headstand is in your practice to do that. And this is where we'll get upside down and stay upside down for several breaths. So if you're doing either headstand or handstand, play with bringing a leg down or both legs down parallel to the floor and bringing it back up. If you're doing that, you can do one leg, especially in handstand, you'll probably just do one leg. And hold it there for at least 5 breaths. And then bring it back up. And send that other leg down and hold that one there for at least 5 breaths. Maybe more if you can. Bring it back up and then hold that back up straight, both legs, and then slowly back down. If you're in headstand, you may be able to do both your legs down. Terry, I know you can do that for sure. And then we try and hold for really 15 breaths, which is kind of long. So do what you can, but so that's kind of, you know, where the thinking is. Like, can you just be there and stay there and breathe, right? Can you hold your leg out there and find your breath? It's not meant to like make you hold and squeeze and not breathe. So can you find the breath, you know, in these variations? I'll do the headstand one just so you can see. And then Shirsasana A if you're doing it. So the forearm version. Head on the floor. And as always, you know, coming up as slowly as possible. Right, so once you're up, you just hang out there for a couple breaths. Right, this whole thing is just slow, patient, breathing. Right, so you hang out. And then as you're ready, you can start moving the legs. If you're doing one leg at a time, try and hold each side for the same length. If you're in headstand and you're doing both legs, try 15 breaths, or as many as you can manage. Right, keep the shoulder blades lifting away from the floor. Make sure your breath is moving. Let's try 5 more breaths here. It's not supposed to be easy. All right, and then slowly bring your legs back up. That's the thing. Back up, steady. All right, find a few breaths. Just like, yes, you can do this. And then as you need to, we'll come down. And especially if you were doing the headstand, do child's pose. Right for your neck, let your neck decompress. If you're still playing with upside down things, please feel free. We have a little, you know, you can take a few more breaths to play around. All right. Whew. That made me sweaty. That last little bit in particular, the headstand. That's no joke, holding your legs up there like that. One leg or both legs. And the thing is, a lot of times when we do it, it's just like, just bring it and take it back. But bringing it and then holding it there is a whole other story. So it's definitely good to play that way occasionally, you know, like challenge yourself a little bit. Okay, so that said, let's do a couple back bends. And today we'll do bridge pose and maybe Urdhva-Dhanurasana. We didn't really do a lot of back bends today, so go slowly with your back bends. We did a lot of core work. I tried to intersperse it with some stretching of the front of the body, but you know, okay. We did a lot of core work. All right, so bridge pose, it's a nice place to start, very supported. If you need less work and you have a block, feel free to add the block, slide it under your hips, no problem. As back bends go, this is one of the, it's not easy, but I think it's an easier one because you're fairly supported. So do your best with it. Don't feel like you have to force anything. All right, interlacing as you lift your hips. Right, snuggle the arms under. Use your shoulder blades. So here's another place where it's nice to have the shoulder blades firming onto the back of the ribs, really moving the chest through, and then soften the rib tips in, right? Drop the low belly back. Lengthen your tailbone. Try and tuck your tailbone as you're here, right? Try and tuck your tailbone as you're here. And then bring it all the way down to the floor. Roll it down. You can land on top of your arms or not. It's not as crazy as it sounds, honestly, laying on your arms. It seems like it wouldn't feel good, but it's actually not bad. And my shoulders are not, you know, not the most flexible, happy place necessarily. So feel free to give it a try. All right, here we go. Come on back up. Let's do it again. If you're coming back up into bridge, let's do the opposite interlace. So lifting up, back in, hips up, tailbone long. Those of you that want to do Urdhva Dhanurasana, plant your hands. A little crooked. Lift up. Right, stretch it out. Like I do the variation because it's easier on my arms. My arms feel tired. Okay, come on down as you're ready. And we'll do one more, right? Yeah, let's do one more. Like, what time is it? Let's do one more. Either bridge pose or Urdhva, whichever. They're both good. They're both lovely back bends. Right, come on in. Lengthen the tailbone. In either back bend, can you have the low belly drop back? Like you want to make a lake instead of a mountaintop, right? So instead of pushing the belly up, drop the belly back and lift from the sacrum, right? Use your sacrum to lift your hips. And then slowly, slowly bring it all down. Oh, my goodness. I feel like we did something. Hug your knees in. Oh, rock a little bit side to side. We didn't really do this so much at the beginning of class, so just enjoy. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's take a simple twist here. Maybe the one that we did at the beginning with the knees stacked. If you want to add a cross of the legs, we'll bring the right thigh on top of the left thigh and take the legs over to the left. So I'm doing my actual left side right now. I'm going the same direction you guys are. Right, let your right shoulder just melt to the floor. Appreciate all the stretchy things. Maybe lengthen the top hip away. So your left hand right at the crook of the hip and the thigh, and you just kind of push on that. And you'll feel the space it makes. At least I hope you do. I want you to anyway. I would be happy if you did. All right. Releasing that, let's bring up the legs up to center, switching across. So now we'll bring the left leg on top to go to the right. And the same idea, legs come down and then open the chest. Melt the left shoulder down towards the floor. Right, appreciate the stretch, and then you can just add to the feel goodness, the sukha, by putting your right hand right at the hip. Like it's almost sort of diagonally in the hip crease. at the hip and the thigh and just press it away. Right, press it away. You want to make this side even longer, right? So if we can get this hip to go that way, we can get the right side, no, sorry, your left side even longer. We're going to get more stretch and actually ease the work in the low back and the SI, across the sacrum. All right, gently back to center, unraveling the legs. Oh my goodness, okay. Yeah, we can sit. Let's go up to sit for a couple minutes. Not super long, but briefly. All right, let's stretch our legs. Our legs and our glutes, right? So sitting up tall, let's fold forward into Paschimottanasana. Inhale. Exhale, reaching out. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale. Fold. Right, this is for the whole back of the body. So we flex the feet to help get the length all the way down into the calves, the Achilles lengthening, right? Reaching back through the sit bones to help lengthen the hamstrings and also the spine. And the sternum lengthening forward. And we use the grip on the feet to pull us a little bit. Again, sthira, sukha. Is there sweetness? Is there steadiness? We can kind of have this be the litmus test for all of our activities. You know, what are we doing as we're doing things throughout the day? All right, can we find sweetness and steadiness in our regular day stuff? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, the rest of the way lift. So we have a moment, we can do a little, oh, no, it's not a little. We can do an inner thigh stretch, potentially a big inner thigh stretch. Legs wide, and wide for whatever wide means to you, so find that. And we'll lean forward. The idea is to stretch here. So try and keep your toes pointing up. Right? We want the legs to remain in as far as from a rotation perspective, neutral. So toes point up, we lengthen the spine out from the hips, right? Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. The full pose, Upavishta Konasana, is again grabbing your toes. Just like the D variation of Prasarita Padottanasana, which is this pose is standing up cousin. All right. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, the rest of the way up. Okay. Looking the knees. We don't have a ton of time, but we're going to do this anyway. Cross or stack, or do something that makes more sense for your body if neither of these are good for you. We don't have a ton of time again, so let's just get out into this stretch and take 7, 8. Let's take 8 breaths. Long, slow, steady, Ujjayi breaths. Smoothing out the breath. Longest exhale. Just concentrate on your breath and soften your body.
Let's take 2 more breaths. And slowly, slowly walk it up. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's switch sides. Shake out your legs. Put the other shin in front or on top. Oh my goodness. So you know it's not the longest hold ever. So see if that helps. Sometimes when you know you're going to be there for a while, it's hard to relax. So see if knowing that this is a relatively short hold, that maybe that'll let you relax a little bit more, right? It's only 8 breaths, you know, ish. All our breaths are different lengths probably, so it's an approximate number. But not the long hold like we often do. Use your breath. Right, it's all connected. Mind, body, breath, it's all the same. We're basically like a spectrum from gross to subtle, from tangible to intangible, from like most touchable and feelable to least. And so that's the physical body is our most tangible aspect of ourselves. And the mind is the least tangible aspect of ourselves, right? But it's all us, it's all the same. Like it's the same, right? So of course the mind affects the body, affects the breath, affects the mind, affects, it's all the same, it's all connected. Last 2 breaths. I probably did longer on this side, but it's okay. Big inhale. Soft exhale. Long exhale, emptying the breath. And slowly, slowly, let's come out of this. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're up. Extend the legs. Oh, shake them out. You get to lie down and do Shavasana when you're ready. Come on back. Add props or don't, right? It's totally up to you. Just making sure I'm gonna fit on my mat here. Hugging the knees. Again, if you like rocking. Happy baby, maybe. So good. Right, and then let's extend the legs. Extend the arms. Soften the shoulder blades away from the neck, allowing the shoulders to melt. Let your body just be heavy to the mat. Allowing your body to rest, the mind to rest. Maybe you can just play with your awareness here and see if you can just let the awareness move from each sound to the next, from one sensation to the next. Just being aware of all the things in each moment. The sounds, the sensations. Maybe there's even, you can smell whatever, I don't know. Whatever it is. Just being fully present, fully aware. The body, the moment.
while we rest here. Just a little bit longer resting in Shavasana. If you're at home and you want to stay lying down for a little bit longer, feel free to do that. Otherwise, let's wiggle the fingers, the toes. Maybe stretch. If you want to stretch, gently waken yourself up. Oh, waken the body up. Hug the knees in. Let's roll. Making your way up to seated, no rush. Coming to sit in whatever position feels comfortable for you. All right, relax the shoulders, close your eyes, take a moment to notice, to check in, just see how you feel. Appreciate the effects of your practice. Let's bring the hands to the heart. And we'll close with an Om. We'll Om together. We'll just, I can totally hear you. Empty the breath. Take an inhale. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, bowing in gratitude for this practice, for the goodness it brings, body, mind, spirit, right? Anything else? What are you grateful for? Thank you for practice, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. All righty. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Christine.
Thanks, Christine. You're welcome. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Julie. Good to see everyone. Hi, Donna. All right. Someday we will be together again. Bye, Tara.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Christine.
Bye, Julie. Good to see you guys. Bye, Barb. All right. I'm going to sign out so Ann can sign in.